Hello and welcome to our Unit 2 review video over solving by elimination. We are going to work problem number 29 from the State Study Guide. We are given a system of equations. In this case, we're going to use elimination to find our solution. Now, the first thing I want to check when I'm doing elimination is see if any of these numbers match up right away, to see if the number in front of the x's and the number in front of the y's, if either one of those match between the two equations. In this case, they don't. So I'm going to have to manipulate this somehow to be able to cancel out either my x's or my y's. You can do either one. I'm going to, in this video, work the x's, but you're welcome to try the y's as well. So I want to look at 3 and 2. I need to figure out what the least common multiple between 3 and 2 is. By least common multiple, I'm meaning the number that is the smallest number that both of those will go evenly into. So the smallest number that both 3 and 2 will go into is 6. So I need to figure out what I need to multiply these by to be able to get 6. Now the other thing I need to keep in mind is I need one of these to be positive and one of these to be negative. That way they cancel out. Because if I just add two numbers that are the same and the same sign, they're not going to cancel. They're just going to give me double what I had. So I'm going to look at 3x minus 2y equals 7. Remember, we've said their least common multiple for 3 and 2 is 6. So I can go ahead and get rid of my worry about signs. I notice they're both positive, so I'm going to multiply the first one by a negative number. So to make a 3 into a 6, I need to multiply by a 2. But as I said, I'm going to go ahead and get my negative, so I'm going to make it a negative 2. And then on the second equation, I need to multiply that 2 by a 3. Now, I could switch the sign. I could have done a positive 2 and a negative 3. You would come out to be the same answer. But I want to make sure that when I multiply these, I get opposite signs. So I'm going to multiply through, and I'm going to distribute that negative 2 to the first equation. I have to multiply it to all three of my terms. So I'm going to multiply negative 2 times 3x, and I'm going to get negative 6x, minus, it's going to be a minus times a minus, so that's actually going to turn out to be positive 4y, equals negative 2 times 7, which is negative 14. Now I'm going to go through and do the same thing with the second equation. I'm going to distribute that 3 to each of my terms here. So I'm going to end up with a positive 6x this time, a negative 9y, and a positive 6. Alright, now I'm set up where I can combine these. If I add a negative 6 and a 6, I'm going to get a 0x. Now, 0 times anything is 0, so that's going to effectively cancel out our x's and leave us with just y's. So I'm going to get negative 5y equals negative 5. Now, the reason that we did the elimination, we don't have any methods for solving the equation when we have two variables, but now we've gotten rid of one of the variables, or eliminated one of the variables, and we're down to just one, and we can solve a one-variable equation. I need to get y by itself, so I'm going to divide both sides by negative 5. They'll cancel on that side, and we'll get y equals a positive 1, because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So now what I need to do is I need to figure out my x value. So I'm going to choose either one of my two original equations. It doesn't matter which. I'm just going to use 2x minus 3. Now instead of the y, I'm going to plug in 1, since that's what we just found that y was equal to, equals 3. So I am going to distribute my multiplication. Negative 3 times 1 is a negative 3. I need to add 3 to both sides, so I get 2x is equal to 6. I need to finally divide both sides by 2, and I get x equals 3. So now to put it all together and write my final answer, I write the ordered pair with my x value and my y value, and I have my final answer. Thank you for joining us on this Unit 2 review video. Stay tuned for more review videos as we get ready.